So if he had suitcases carrying these automatic or semi-automatic weapons, would you have been able to spot that if they were in the suitcases being carried up to his room?
Let's put it this way. The scenario that we're aware of would have indicated that he didn't let anyone in the room for 2 or 3 days. That would have triggered a whole bunch of alarms here.
Little bit of a controversial interview with Chris Wallace this weekend. Steve Wynn of Wynn Resorts taking a swipe at Mandalay Bay hotel parent MGM on Fox News Sunday over how that massacre in Las Vegas couldn't have happened and wouldn't have happened at his hotels. But could it really have been prevented? Damon Zumwalt is the CEO of Contemporary Services Corporation, the company that provided security for the Route 91 Harvest Festival concert. In his first broadcast interview, he joins us now in a Fox Business exclusive. Damon, first, our condolences for all of your employees hit and the one who was killed. I need first to just get your reaction to what Steve Wynn said.
Well, I'm not a hotel owner, and we don't manage hotels. About the only way you could prevent something like this from happening is do what they do in some of the countries outside of the U.S. And after terrorist attacks and things like that, they have gone to scanning everything going into the hotel just like they do at the airport. Other than that, there's not much you could do to stop it other than like they do with the Secret Service, putting point men in different areas to scan different facilities.
Which I'm pretty sure, because I've stayed at Wynn Hotels in the past, I think that they've just started doing it in the wake of this, but they too did not scan luggage as it was coming in. In the meantime, though, I need you to tell our viewers how it went down for you and your company. You were in Los Angeles and you get the call. And what happened there? What did you hear on that phone call?
Well, I got a call from Jay Purvis, my manager, who was stage right in the crowd. And he said, Damon, active shooter, we have to evacuate. And I could hear the machine gun, it sounded like, in the background. It certainly didn't sound like firecrackers. It sounded like an automatic weapon. And I was going to say, are you okay? But the phone went off, so I lost contact with him for between 1 and 2 hours. So I went to the news to see if I could see anything with active reporting.
What was your first thought after the line went dead as to what might be happening with your employees?
Well, my first concern was Jay himself got hit because the phone went down so fast. And so, you know, all I could do was wait and get reports from the news. And the first news was that there was 2 passed away and 24 people to the hospital. In about an hour and a half, I was able to contact Jay again and says, are these reports accurate? And he said they're nowhere near accurate. There's bodies everywhere. There's over 20 or 30 people down and hundreds that will be going to the hospital. We've been evacuating and taking people to the ambulances and cars and trucks, anything that we can get people into to send them to the hospitals.
In fact, I saw a report that some of your people started ripping with their bare hands holes in some of the fences to let people escape and to evacuate them.
That's true. We had 3 people shot, but we had at least another dozen people injured from carrying people off the field, hurting their back or tearing their hands, you know, to rip the fences apart to get people out.
Well,
they did everything they could to turn from a crowd management scenario to evacuation.
3 of your workers were shot. 1 of them died. A 21-year-old named Eric Silva. We have him on the screen. It just must be so devastating for you and the team and his family.
It's absolutely tragic. This was a young man with all kinds of promise who was willing to work hard and do whatever it takes to advance his life and support his family. And he was ready to advance in the company.
Yeah, I believe, is that a crowdfunding page, guys? Can you tell me in the booth? It's a GoFundMe for Eric Silva. Please feel free to help out his family. This does change training, and it changes the way many people do their businesses, whether it's security firms like yours or hotels. You had already prepared your team and gone through all kinds of drills for weather events like a tornado's coming, lightning, what have you. What about your active shooter training?
No, we have, working with us, an individual named Mark Camillo, who used to be with the Secret Service. Matter of fact, he was head of the security for the White House on 2 different presidential terms. He, along with some of our other executive staff, have been going around the country over the last several years and given active shooter training or organizations and exercises. So not only do we do the evacuations for weather-related things like lightning and tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, but active shooter. So that came into play, especially at this time. We never expected to meet something this devastating.
This evil.
But fortunately, we were prepared.
Let me just finish. I got 20 seconds here. Does this change how outdoor events are staged, or if they will be staged at all anymore?
No, everything, this was a 3-day festival, and everything was safe and secure for the 3 days. You would never expect something to happen off in a tower. Most of the venues that they have throughout the United States don't have line of sight like that. So we've been able to go through different scenarios. Security has been upgraded over the last 20 years, ever since 9/11. And so now with walk-through metal detectors and bomb dogs and everything else, there's a lot of procedures that people don't even see that are taken to make safe environments. So we will continue to study and improve. This obviously will affect any event that's within a city with high buildings around them. And there will be studying to adapt to that.
Well, changes are coming, and once again, Damon, our sympathies to your employees and to, of course, Eric Silva's family and you as his family. Again, there's a GoFundMe page, so I hope everybody goes on. I know I will after the show. Eric Silva. Damon, thank you. Good luck to you. Damon Zumwalt of Contemporary Services Corporation.